It's going to be a movie review for Duel, Steven Spielberg's Duel, 1971. Um, it was originally it was a TV movie. It's probably on Blue. It's probably on Blu-ray and stuff. Um, it was originally a TV movie. It but it's one of Spielberg's first. It really shows what the guy can do. How talented he is. Um, so basically, this guy's driving through, I don't know, Nevada or Arizona or something, middle of nowhere, and he pisses off a truck driver who then begin chasing him. Um, Never really see the truck driver's face. Dennis Weaver is the guy in the car, and yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's a TV movie, so like his budget's really small, but you can definitely see some things that he'll be doing later, like in Jaws. Definitely Jaws, because I mean, in Jaws, well, at least the last act when the shark's attacking them, they're in the middle of nowhere, basically the water. This is the middle of nowhere. They're being chased by a monster. In this, they're basically being chased by a monster. Um, it's trying to kill them. In Jaws, there's basically three leads. This is one lead. Um, So yeah, this is gonna be spoilers. The movie came out in 1971, TV movie. Um, so it said that since filming only took about 12 days, it remains Steven Spielberg's personal benchmark for how quickly he can shoot a film. So man, wow, 12 days to shoot this. That's pretty amazing. Um, After airing on US TV, Steven Spielberg expanded it into a feature. This was the version released in Europe. Hmm. I don't really get that. So in the US, it was shorter. It's about an hour and a half. So I guess he then took extra footage and made it into. Okay, you can't tell. It feels like a legit movie. So the guy's going through the desert. He's being chased by this truck. He thinks he loses it. He goes to a gas station. He calls his wife. There's actually a shot of his house with his wife and kids. He's trying to humanize him, Spielberg, a little bit. Um, him and his wife kind of had a fight the night before. Like some guy was like hitting on his wife or something, and he didn't stand up to the guy enough or something. So maybe it's like now he's gonna stand up to this trucker. Um, Maybe that's what they're going for with that. David Mann and Mrs. Mann are the only characters in the movie with names. So that's interesting. Steven Spielberg was already a fan of writer Richard Matheson before he made this movie. Oh, and Matheson contributed the original Twilight Zone 1959. Oh, so did he write this movie? Yeah, written by Richard Matheson. Okay. I don't know. What else is Dennis Weaver in? Touch of Evil, Gunsmoke, High Noon, The Virginian. I don't know. A lot of westerns. I haven't seen them. Magnum PI. Oh, you know, he's in the Twilight Zone, 1961. Wow, this guy goes career goes back to 1952. So good actor. I mean, I haven't really seen him in anything else, but okay, he died in 2013. Oh no, that's the writer Richard Matheson, who helped write Jaws 3D and I Am Legend from 2007. It's an okay movie. Um, Apparently the book of that is like really good. But yeah, you know, I've seen this movie before. I've always liked it. It's a nice, you know, low budget, no thrills, just straight to the point. I mean, horror movie. I guess you could call it that. I think it's more of a thriller. Um, Steven Spielberg said he related to the idea of the truck bullying the driver because it was similar to his childhood experiences of being bullied. David Mann's car was a 1970 red. Red? Looks orange to me. Okay. Red Plymouth Valiant with California license plates. Actor Dennis Weaver does most of the driving in the movie. However, at director Steven Spielberg's insistence, a stunt driver was used to perform the more dangerous maneuvers and crashes. Dustin Hoffman was considered for David Mann. Okay. Gregory Peck was considered to play the lead before it was decided to make it a TV movie. David Mann looks in the rearview mirror 65 times and over his shoulder 54 times. I even like the score. It's not John Williams, but this is, yeah, and this is on the trivia. This is one of the few Steven Spielberg films where John Williams did not do the score. The others being The Color Purple, Bridge of Spies, his segment of The Twilight Zone, the movie, Ready Player One, and West Side Story, all of which were released theatrically as opposed to this. Except in Europe. I guess in Europe this was released theatrically. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, when it was released theatrically in Europe. I guess they expanded it for Europe, and that's the cut I'm watching. Because it was originally, I guess, less than. It's an hour and a half. I don't know. I guess it's a TV movie, so it was like an hour or something. Steven Spielberg said that the multiple license plates on the front bumper of the truck suggested that the truck driver is a serial killer, which ran down other drivers in other states. And it's interesting. At one point, Weaver stops. There's a bus full of kids. They broke down. He tries to help him push it. Then he gets stuck, and then he sees that he didn't lose the semi truck, which he thought he did. The guy's like waiting in the distance. He's freaking out. They stuck him. He drives off, and then the semi truck actually goes, turns around, helps the bus driver move the truck. So it's like this guy. I mean, he's saying he's a serial killer, but he's not. You know, he doesn't kill kids or anything. Like it's like he's only angry at Weaver because he passed him and was kind of not being a good driver around him. So it's kind of interesting. Like the semi truck driver has like a code of ethics or something. Steven Spielberg was shown 7 different semi trucks to choose from. He chose a Peterbilt because the cab resembled a face. Yeah, this is like the second movie with a semi truck that I'm reviewing. I just did Sorcerer. I'd say I like Sorcerer more, but that's like a legit movie. According to Richard Matheson, he was inspired to write the original short story Duel after an encounter with a tailgate truck driver on November 27, 1963. The day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Wow. But yeah, at one point he thinks he loses the guy. He goes to like like a truck stop that's also a restaurant. He orders food and he's sitting there, and then he looks over in the window, and there's the semi truck. He thinks he knows who the guy is in the restaurant. He tries to encounter him, and they get into a fight. And then and it's not the guy, and the guy's pissed off. He leaves in a different semi truck, and then they pretty basically kick Weaver out. Took 12 days to shoot. Steven Spielberg stated that he approached this movie in the manner of a Toho monster movie, replacing Godzilla with an 18-wheel tanker truck. Spielberg wanted Dennis Weaver from the beginning for the movie. It was Dennis Weaver's role in Touch of Evil, 1958, that convinced Steven Spielberg that he would be perfect for the role of David Mann. All of it was shot on location. But yeah, he's in a Plymouth. Um, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, it kind of goes the way you'd think. Um, but it's really entertaining, especially if you're a Steven Spielberg fan. I'd check it out. His early career, hints as to what will happen later in his career. Um, it's less than an hour and a half. It's probably 125 without the credits. So I wonder what channel this was on when it aired, but I don't know. But oh, in the wake of the huge success of Jaws and the bankability of Spielberg as a named director, Universal Pictures re-edited this film and mounted a promotional campaign complete with trailers, TV spots, print ads, and a full-size movie poster, hoping it would, which is maybe this movie poster right here, hoping it would be a big hit on the big screen in the United States since it had already been available on TV free of charge for several years by that point. Audiences failed to materialize and was quickly withdrawn from theaters. Yeah. We're like, we have already seen it. But, yeah, good movie. It's entertaining. Um, if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend it. Check it out. And definitely some, what he did here, he would do better and more of in Jaws, I would say. So, but yeah, I guess that's about it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and